George Washington defended his country. He had no idea that he was going to change the world. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
Even late-night hosts are vulnerable when Sylvester Stallone enters the ring. Jimmy Kimmel believed he could get away with making a few cheesy jabs at Stallone. A huge error. In response, Stallone made a widely shared post that not only clapped back but also destroyed Kimmel's reputation. By going for the knockout, Stallone exposed the conceit and hypocrisy that linger in late-night television. Kimmel felt every hit, I assure you. It all started when Stallone's support for Donald Trump prompted Jimmy Kimmel, the late-night presenter famous for his sardonic wit, to make fun of him. Now, regardless of your stance on Trump, one thing is certain. It's cheap to make fun of someone for having different political beliefs. Kimmel didn't stop there, either. Kimmel brought up a recent incident in which Stallone lauded Trump and likened him to George Washington during one of his monologues.
George Washington defended his country. He had no idea that he was going to change the world. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
Now, Kimmel went directly to the joke rather than having a rational conversation. George Washington was the father of our country, he said cynically. Eric Trump's father is Donald Trump. Significant difference. The inference? That Stallone was out of touch, or was he just applauding Trump mindlessly? Kimmel then received even another slap in the face, as if that wasn't enough. He made a joke about how Stallone's cognitive abilities might have been impacted by his years of portraying Rocky. After all, I suppose Rocky's head punches were genuine. Think about that for a moment, said Kimmel. Making fun of a man who literally made his career by motivating millions of people with the Rocky movies. Jimmy, it was a bad move.
Those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all. George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference.
It initially appeared to be just another late-night TV show. However, Kimmel greatly undervalued Stallone. Though he was unaware that Stallone was prepared for the ultimate return, he believed he could get away with disparaging the renowned action hero. Stallone might have released a generic public relations statement, laughed it off, or shrugged it off, the typical Hollywood approach. But come on, we're talking about Sly Stallone here. Playing it safe was not how the man built his profession. Rather than dismissing it, he responded on social media with the ideal balance of sarcasm, comedy, and unvarnished honesty. With his trademark charm, Stallone started, "All right, my big muscular friend, I saw you the other night on Jimmy Kimmel kind of making fun of me. No, am I bothered by it? No, does it leave a terrible scar on my memory? No. Well, perhaps only a bit." You could tell he wasn't angry right immediately. All he felt was disappointment. And you know you made a mistake when someone like Stallone calls you out. "All right, I saw you on Jimmy Kimmel the other night. My big muscle buddy." In a way, mocking me. Stallone, however, did what only he could do. He immediately flipped the joke on Kimmel. He reminded everyone that Stallone genuinely writes, whereas Kimmel might like to make fun of individuals from behind a desk. He didn't stop there, either. "Stop or Your Granny Will Beat Your Ass" is the sequel I've chosen to write for you. In reference to his 1992 movie Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which Kimmel has previously made fun of, he made a joke. That's Stallone's problem. He doesn't only respond. He makes everything into something more significant. Rather of simply responding to taunts, he took the opportunity to reveal something far more profound. How Hollywood's late-night presenters have turned into unremarkable, predictable, and let's face it, somewhat eager for laughs. Stallone wasn't finished, though. He went farther in interviews and podcasts after the drama, tackling the true problem, the escalating censorship culture in Hollywood. He made it quite obvious. Hollywood has always been about pushing boundaries, but it seems like those boundaries are getting smaller these days. What's popular is replacing artistry, and if you don't follow the rules, you're out. He continued by saying that with all the censorship in place today, some of the movies he starred in would never have been produced.
By the seat of the pants, going with your gut instinct is over. For example, when Rocky would never be made today.
Many individuals could relate to that. He wasn't merely discussing himself. He was discussing how those who don't fit into Hollywood's tidy little box are treated. And he didn't hesitate to point it out. Then the knockout blow was delivered. Stallone responded as best he could when rumors circulated that Kimmel and his staff attempted to invite him on the show, stating that they would have complete control over the conversation. "I don't need to put on a show to make my point," he stated. "What's the purpose of having a conversation if we can't actually have one?" He continued by saying that none of it bothers him.
Nah. Does it bother me? Nah. Is it burnt into my memory like a horrible scar? Nah. Well, maybe just a little bit.
Boom. The game is over. Kimmel was gravely mistaken if he believed he would emerge from this looking like the clever one. The internet was quick to take sides. And you know what? It was a landslide victory for Team Stallone. Social media was flooded with admirers who praised Stallone for refusing to back down. People admired that he used Kimmel's comments to draw attention to a larger problem in Hollywood, rather than simply ignoring them. It was neatly summed up in one tweet that went viral. Stallone created Hollywood legends, but Jimmy Kimmel can make all the jokes he wants. This is not fair to him. What's the best part? Stallone was already succeeding in real life in addition to winning the internet. The Family Stallone, his reality show, was becoming quite famous. In contrast to late-night TV's scripted fare, the show offered viewers a glimpse of Stallone as a husband, parent, and a normal person. People were enjoying it, not merely observing. Fans shared their favorite Stallone moments on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, where the news reports and video from the show were widely shared. Some highlighted his profound, introspective views on achievement and life, while others showcased his humorous parenting moment. One fan said, "Stallone is the real deal. We need more people like him in Hollywood."
I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all.
His ratings suffered, and people began to wonder if late-night television was still relevant in today's society. The popularity of podcasts, YouTube, and alternative media was beginning to make scripted chat shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live seem obsolete. But what about Stallone? He was doing well. He has once again demonstrated that genuineness is always preferable than manufactured controversy. People can see right through it. They can tell when a joke isn't truly hilarious, but rather a sloppy attempt to win points. Additionally, Kimmel's attempt to target Stallone failed miserably. He made himself appear petty rather than making Stallone look stupid. Furthermore, Kimmel's jokes aren't very surprising, let's face it. There is a pattern to his comedy. Look for someone who doesn't entirely share Hollywood's collective mindset. Joke at their expense, then wait for a round of applause before continuing. Discussion isn't the point. It's all about advancing a story. Additionally, viewers are growing weary of it. Even well-known individuals have addressed that, such as Megyn Kelly.
Absolute prick. I can't stand him. But anyway, it's just my...
Kimmel's jokes aren't the only thing that's wrong with him. It's that he doesn't seem comfortable with real conversations. Think about it, when was the last time you saw a truly open and honest debate on his show? All he's doing is just slamming Trump and anyone who supports him. When was the last time someone challenged his views and he actually let them speak? Exactly. Instead of bringing Stallone onto his show and having a real discussion, Kimmel reportedly blocked him. Yep, you read that right. According to behind-the-scenes reports, Kimmel and his team were afraid that Stallone might actually speak his mind about Hollywood's current state, and instead of giving him a platform, they shut him out. That's not comedy. That's not entertainment. That's just censorship wrapped up in a suit and tie. If Kimmel was truly confident in his stance, he would have invited Stallone on and let the world see both sides of the conversation. Instead, he took the safe route, mock from a distance, then pretend it never happened when the backlash hit. That's the move of someone who isn't interested in dialogue, only control. And it's not just Stallone. Kimmel has a history of avoiding guests who challenge the mainstream Hollywood perspective. He plays it safe, sticking to celebrities who share his views and ensuring that every conversation stays within the lines of what his audience expects. But the problem is, that's not what people actually want anymore. The Stallone-Kimmel feud didn't just expose Kimmel's weaknesses. It highlighted something much bigger. It showed us that audiences are done with fake, overproduced entertainment. People want real conversations, not PR-approved interviews filled with scripted laughs. This is why platforms like podcasts, YouTube, and independent media are exploding right now. Think about it. When was the last time a late-night interview really made an impact? Compare that to how viral and engaging long-form podcast interviews have become. People don't want 5-minute sound bites. People don't want 5-minute sound bites. They want depth. They want honesty. They want authenticity.